Wait. Do you smell?
Process reflects standards we offering a West Coast faces Esquimalt with Thai inspired a week.
Welcome to the BC Men's and Women's Curling Provincials presented by Best. We're here in Esquimalt, British Columbia in the Archie Browning Sports Center. Luke Coley joined by three-time British Columbia champion Melissa Saligo. Women's event that started with 8 teams. We're down to just 3 now. Reese-Hansen. So they play in a semifinal. Winner goes to the championship. Different ways getting to both winning their last game, trying to put together a good one to get to a provincial final.
That's right, Luke. I mean, one off from last night, but now it's sudden death, absolutely. And you want to bring out your best game, your best performance today. These teams have played each other a number of times, so they've probably gone and just trying to figure out what they are expecting from their opposition. The key, though, however, is making sure that you stay within your own decision making, your own end plans, and your own game strategy.
We look at it, obviously, Team Reese-Hansen has had a fabulous season, but maybe the experience edge goes to Team MacMillan.
For sure. I mean, Team MacMillan have all been to a Scotties Tournament of Hearts, and they do have some experience, you know, playing at that national level. On the Reese-Hansen side, they've had some, like Taylor herself has played at the college level and won a silver medal. So they came off a huge Tier 2 Grand Slam event win a few weeks ago. So both teams have experience in different ways, but I think it really matters what's going to happen today, how they're going to bring that experience to the table in this game.
And experience third position, the familiarity for Megan McGilvery and Taylor Reese-Hansen, maybe an edge there at third familiarity, but Brittany Tran, a new addition to Kayla MacMillan's team.
Yeah, I think these are the two players that we're going to watch mostly, just simply because it's about setting it up the best you can for your skip. So as you just mentioned, Megan and Taylor have a great relationship. They work extremely well together, and they've been together a couple of years. On the other side, Brittany joining this team for the first year, so it's still a little bit of a learning curve. Obviously, they have played a lot this season, but still, you never know. There might be a little something that goes on. So it's a matter of finding that way within your team and seeing what you can bring.
And as we look right now, we see a lot of teams for this women's semifinal. There are other teams that are into the men's or the women's, and the U20 finals are out on the ice doing a little bit of pre-game practice. As well, there's the U20. First time BC's had them involved with the men's and women's, and they get to go play on the arena ice alongside the women's semifinal.
I mean, how excited is that? This is the first time BC's done this. The U20s did compete in the Esquimalt Curling Club, and then the semifinals and finals are in this arena. They've had a chance to practice, at least get used to the ice surface, get used to the rocks. But I know they're absolutely thrilled to be playing on this ice, not only for their semifinal, but next to a semifinal, and absolutely with all the fans in the stands.
Well, let's meet these teams that are competing to get to the provincial final tomorrow. For Team MacMillan, their lead, Laura Lenentine. Their second, Lindsay Dubé. Third, Brittany Tran, who we mentioned earlier. And, of course, throwing those skip stones, Kayla MacMillan. And they'll take on the top-ranked team. Their second, Kim Bonneau. Third, Megan McGilvery. And the skip, they did their last stone draw. It's actually Reese-Hansen had the hammer to start this game. They did a last stone draw because there's a three-way tie for that first place.
Yeah, it's been. Did we have three teams tied at first, but each team had beaten each other, so it was absolutely a tie. No way to break it except for the last stone draw. And at the end of that, Team Brown got the bite at the final because they had the best LSD for the week, and then Team MacMillan followed by Team Reese-Hansen. Yep. So because of that, they did have to draw the button again today to determine.
Well, and sudden death game on the line, a spot in the final, trying to book a ticket to Mississauga for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. You got to win two more games for one of these teams to try and be the next BC champion.
If anything line's a bit tight. Okay.
Laura Lenentine. Lauren Lenentine leading things off for Team MacMillan.
Right to my broom. 15-6. Len will get there. Nice. That's good. Good sweep, guys.
So I think one of the things we'll see is there might be a slight difference in the way that teams approach the game. Kayla herself and her team, they love to play with rocks and play. They like to go for it, whether they have hammer or not. Taylor herself also likes rocks and play, but they're not afraid to bail if they need to bail. Like, they'll be opening it up if things aren't looking good their way. So I'm expecting rocks of these teams and probably some pretty good excitement coming down the path.
Sit. Good, Jay. Good throw. Good. 14-2.
Right to the top of the four.
Okay, line's nice. I like the speed.
James, you and I did. Throw. probably high 14s to low 15s, hog to hog. So it's, and the curl has been very good as well. 12-ish to get to the button. So both teams are very aware of that and are very
to the final.
Little more.
Even
Line's good.
excited about
Whoa.
all these matchups. Whoever
Well
wins is
then.
going to make on this.
Straight, yep.
Choppy.
Curl. Hard. Okay.
base. Buried behind that red guard. The thrown by Juliana. Ever
So
yeah, so that is Reese-Hansen sitting one. Let's take two.
Whoa, you got ran.
Stop above. Just be out to the MacMillan team, but this is a here you can't do coming down very nice. Incredible.
Right up.
Hips are very calm, very controlled.
Hard. Shooter.
Stay in the present, not to worry about outside of the sheet, and really having as much.
Even if you're short, okay.
top 12.
Okay, lock it on. Things really good.
Tight.
Hard then.
3.
They've got some room, some tolerance on this.
Okay, well,
A lock stone
Mine's good.
tolerance is a little on the lighter side of that red stone, and it's pretty.
16-3.
Okay.
I believe no other option
Right
here
on the
for
nose.
Taylor. I think they got to keep trying to
Or
clean
an
this
in
area
time.
up, open up that 4-foot for scoring.
70s high then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like you can give it a nice release.
Okay.
Let's make it.
Let's make it.
It was looking really strong for Reese-Hansen.
Yep.
Little deep.
Whoa,
Whoa,
no, 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 no.
Across the top. And look at
Oh.
pick it out to
Good.
line 1.
Good result.
Blocks off that draw path also
Like
on the intern side, the
11?
left side of your screen.
I was thinking more like a 10. Sure, I like that.
They were just trying to clean it up in the
Sad
middle
ice so
first.
close.
Like you say though, Luke, there's going to be a trouble on the intern side if you ever have to draw that way. There really isn't a good path. Try and roll under a little bit. Try and protect the redstone that's buried.
Close.
9-5.
Close. Close. Yep.
10.
Hard. 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 Hard.
Well, they avoid their own.
Oh, and
look
gets
at
the double. Wow.
Come to play here, and
Yeah.
Brittany Tran answers.
3/4
Megan
low.
McGilvery.
Okay.
A turn here.
Well, we talked about the thirds, I guess.
That was a very
Yeah,
difficult shot. There wasn't a whole lot of space.
Close. Close. Yes.
Trying to
Yes.
make
Yes.
it here. Lots of rocks going.
Whoa. Whoa.
I'll go straight back.
Nice. Good.
And
That's
we'll
good.
make
Hard
two
in. Hard.
goals.
Hard.
That's really good.
Opens that redstone up.
White above the button. I have a feeling that rock is on.
Based on how
Just
Brittany's
like curl.
Doesn't change what Kayla's going to do anyway. She's got to get rid of the second shot. I mean, look at the difference, Luke. Couple shots. We went from having 6 rocks in to basically 1 or 2 here. What a great end by both these teams.
I think we kind of have to leave her the double and then make the hit.
Okay.
And this sort of leads with this call that it is on the paint also, because if it wasn't, you might be playing something differently.
Let's go. I think so.
Yeah, I'm thinking in the first end she's probably always playing this. I mean, they didn't get the hammer in the first end, so if you ever force your opposition in the first, that's a little win, right? A little win for them. So I think she's always playing this, but definitely wants to lie 2. Doesn't want that rock, that blue rock, ever to come into play.
9-5.
Kayla MacMillan looking to get back to the Scotties, who've been there as a third.
Clean.
Nice.
Nice.
Clean hit on that one. We'll sit 1-2.
10-5.
10-5?
Yeah, the way yours came up, I think this will come
Yeah, just
up.
try
I
and group
agree,
them.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Obviously, nose would be tolerant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep my head up.
10-5, hit and flop.
Okay.
That one's just slightly higher, so there's no double. Stay close. I think I might be a little crunchy through here. Yeah. 10-2 kick then. Okay.
Sit down.
Well, the hammer does belong to Reese-Hansen.
10-5. Wait's good.
Yes.
First end of
Yes.
the semifinal.
Wait's good.
Yes!
Yes, hard.
Whoa.
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 Clean.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, hard all the way, Kim.
Trying to get the roll here if they can.
Roll it.
Oh, what a great shot. Just trying to group those stones.
2.
Ideally, they would have loved to roll right behind it, kind of half behind it, but pretty good shot. I mean, it's a tough to play that hit and roll perfectly. A great attempt there by Taylor.
That was hers was a 10.
doesn't seem
Same
like much,
speed?
but just rolling it closer.
Like a little bit solid.
Like a
Get a
9
half shot from
something.
MacMillan, you might be able to bring the other, that blue biter into play.
Exactly.
I'm expecting this to curl very similar.
Number one, you have to make this shot if you're Kayla. Number two, just try and separate your two rocks, and the only thing you cannot do is roll out.
Does have a lot of the rings to roll to. MacMillan's last and number one.
9-5. Yep. 4. Yep. Heavy. Hard.
Going hard here. They want to make sure they get the red, or sorry, the blue, pardon me. Oh
And
boy.
Will knows it. They're very fortunate they don't touch it. Is there a double, Melissa?
I think there is. It's not an easy double, just because one,
Okay, I think this is an out turn.
but I think they both go, Luke.
There. You got it.
Question, will you be able to control the spin?
Exactly. So I believe she's going to throw the out turn or the counterclockwise so that the spin goes towards the center.
Peel, out turn.
It's just a matter of whether or not the second red rock
Kinda
that's in the 8
just
foot will go out
Touch the one on.
and how much.
Yeah. Gotta be a little inside. Yeah.
Well, it's been a fabulous first end. If this is any indication of the game we're in for, it will be a treat. See if Taylor Reese-Hansen can come through, try and score multiple with the hammer.
Wait, it's good.
Close. Yep.
Hard.
Have just touched that top one. That and will sit
Good
for
shot.
the one. They'll make sure of it.
Yeah, 2.
And it is the
Two blue.
double for 2. Provincial semifinal.
The more positive your car buying experience, the more you're going to love your Kia. When we say the right thing to do, customers, it's about being honest and the service equally. If you haven't considered Kia Victoria, I would say come see it for yourself. You're going to be you meet.
What a start. Kia Victoria, an government township. Luke Coley, Melissa Saligo,
Line's good.
back and forth. corner guard.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just have to
running a
talk about that.
little.
It's strong. MacMillan all over the
Go
place,
ahead, line's great.
sitting well, and then
Line's perfect.
all of a sudden,
Yep.
they are not
Yeah.
afraid of each other at this moment. Like I said, they know each other very well.
14-4.
This one surprised me a little bit. In the knot, but right into to say just surprised me ever so slightly. Maybe later in the game when, you know, she definitely needs the 2 points, she might corner. Just want to come to the middle and junk it up, but that is a perfect shot by Lauren.
Lauren is final. She's been around
Yeah,
and has
exactly.
that experience on the front end, and setting things up early is crucial. But
Perfect end.
Yeah. Max room right now. You got room. No.
I say that. What?
Okay, 11.
Me. Again. Oh, the red one. 11, which is first.
Yep.
balls
10-7.
they like.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a little all or nothing.
Yeah. I like the first call.
We liked your first call. That was like that was
Sorry?
tough.
We like the nose. Okay.
I like her first call as well. I don't think you want to take on the triple. There's really no need. If you hit this bluestone and roll on top of the one in the top button,
Do you like the run and roll?
and maybe not bury it, you can use it again.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Okay, I like that then.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that either, running the center line guard in and trying to catch one or two of the blues in the rings.
Okay.
It's just to give yourself some options, even if you just peel it off, it opens it up.
Yeah, ideally you do want to catch one in the rings though, because you know two of those are kind of in the forefoot. So probably the one on the button at least.
Well, Lindsay Dubé
Good.
gets that one off the top of the button.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good result.
Okay.
Can't see where the guard. Yeah, so the guard just stayed there, but it is at least a MacMillan stone for them. But Reese-Hansen, you know, they get two in the first. They're all about forcing him and put a ton of pressure on their opposition.
Okay. Take it.
Clean.
10-5.
Clean.
Wade's good.
Oh, right off. Curl.
No, girl.
Hard day, hard.
I really want to sit in the rings here. Don't want to roll out.
10-1.
Oh, that's pretty good. Might have left a double, but
11, yeah.
What's the shot, sorry?
instead of going after that, they're going to play the hit and roll.
Still a little fresh in here, I think.
Try and take some control back in this end, Luke. Right now they're chasing Team MacMillan, so if they can make a great hit and roll, they'll take control back. At least for the time being.
Clean.
11-5.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Curl.
Under though. Need to get under.
Okay, good. 11-6.
And they will
Nice
not.
throw.
Noses it. You want to try and force Reese-Hansen to come after you. Chase
Nose is pretty good.
stone that's
Okay.
partially protected, and that's open.
Here.
Yep.
Okay, 11-5.
Yeah, they really needed to get a roll on that. She could nose this one, or she can roll a little bit under as well, half a stone. Just remembering though, if you hit this one, it's pretty much going to be just full 8. Maybe a little piece in the 12.
Wade's good.
So it's not a scoring
Wade's good.
stone.
11-5.
Clean. Yes. Hard. You gotta go.
11-5.
Clean.
Oh, no.
No,
Curl. Hard, you gotta curl.
Kim overdid it.
Hard.
Too strong.
Okay, sorry. 10-5.
A little panic
Yeah.
on that one. You got to try and to call, but you oversweep. That's the case that can happen.
You like peel?
Yeah, and both just fantastic sweepers. They're both very strong, very fit. And so,
We have a lot of room.
you know, you got to make that call. These teams have the ability to make some rocks curl, and they have the ability to keep them straight.
Still want firm? Yeah.
So I'm not sure if she's going to try and take on the double and roll in front of that blue stone, or even the double and roll behind guard.
Close. Yep.
We'd really love to keep your shooter in play here, however.
Well, take the hit. Now the roll, the important part. Where does it go to? And it goes right into the 4-foot shot stone.
I think it's wide open. It was kind of in the middle, eh? You tried to get it right under the guard, but then you could have taken it right over in front of that blue stone. But a great shot by Brittany.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, let's make sure we stick around here.
It gets lost in that first, and Brittany made that great
10-5.
double
Okay, couple rocks
to line multiple, and then just swung right back. Taylor Reese-Hansen
Speed
and
should be right up here, hey?
Megan McGilvery.
Stay close. I think if anything, the spot moves pretty good.
Okay. Sit down here.
So chance here for Taylor to lie 2 again.
Whoa!
Don't want to overcurl this, obviously. You don't want to affect that rock that's back 4.
Clean!
Yep!
This one started to take off on them a little bit.
Hard on that.
Jams on the back. Do they get away with it?
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Kind of took off on them. They weren't really expecting that. Got away with it, though.
No.
Okay, so it was good.
Taylor's just conferring with the front end just to make sure that the weight was close to what they were expecting, so that they can take that information and put it in their back pocket.
Thinking a 10 to get the roll.
Okay.
Get the roll. Where do they want it? Do they want to roll behind the corner or behind the center line guard?
I'm not sure it'll curl enough behind the center. Ideally, that would be the best shot, is if they can get enough of curl once it crosses or gets past that center line. However, definitely an option to roll behind the corner. It is a big roll, so you have to be very aggressive on the roll. So they would have talked about it. I did miss which way they are rolling. She's throwing that nice soft weight though, so I'm imagining she's going to try and roll under.
10.
I'll let you. Got to get past the guard first. Wow.
To the nose.
And I don't think you could have gone under, Luke. Like they were just by the guard by. Maybe if you threw like back line.
I don't think our back one is in.
Big roll under the corner. Same. Yeah, 10.
So try and roll behind that corner guard to get out of the end with the 4.
She would. Nice delivery. Both these teams are so technically sound.
Oh, no.
Hard!
Make sure the advantage of that opening will hit and roll out. And we'll take advantage. Another look, obviously, at their pregame practice, but see this spot, maybe what a will not.
Yeah, I want to see again.
So it will be BC title. Yeah.
Welcome to Rockshop.store. Whether you're best fun shop.net for exclusive curling or at your event where fans find their curling gear.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Yeah. Let it sit. Okay, just in. Okay.
Welcome back to the Archie Browning Sports Center. It's playing host to the Men's and Women's Provincial Championship presented by Best Western. That first stone just off the center line, it looks like.
Soft no tick rule. If it was touching center, the opposition couldn't do anything with it, but being off the center, they could if they wanted.
5-7.
But they're going to elect to throw a nice corner guard instead. They're inside. Center for I don't come in Try and keep that as
Might have to finish.
No.
Yep, Kim.
Yeah. Top button.
Yep. Keep going. Yep, yep, yep. Keep going, keep going.
Here's the difference from that last stand, Melissa. They put the corner guard up, they never used it.
That's right, and I would expect, like I said in the previous end, that eventually she is going to use it with the hammer. They tried to now given a chance to try it this way.
4-9.
Weight looks great. Try and want to over curl it ever so slightly.
Bully.
Yeah, just
Really
bully.
well placed. That's a nice pair
Very.
from both leads.
You give control back to your opposition. So this is a way for Taylor to keep the control of this end so far.
Always Megs, always Megs.
Top 4.
Curl. Yep, 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 hard.
Hard.
Yep, 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 cross center, fully cross center. Keep going, keep going. Yep, more. Good sweep. 14-9.
Okay.
Get the guard, that's fine.
Okay. Maybe like
The guard's
12-5.
pretty high. Aim for like a 12.
Okay. Okay.
Still a bit fresh in here.
Yeah. Keep it out there. Okay.
So instead of playing the freeze, they're actually going to play the bump Luke, and they're going to try and roll huge behind this corner guard again. So once they can know that they're going to make a good contact, they only need to hit about half the stone to get a good roll with that nice soft weight. Throwing about a 12.
Really hard. Whoa.
Don't think that one's going to roll where they need it to.
That goes just into the big opening there, wide open. You can be able to make a play on and actually roll to the corner of the other red.
Yeah, but good awareness for Lauren. She took that a little bit deeper. She did not want to leave it where it was originally, which means Taylor could have played the double on the two reds. So very, very good awareness by Lauren.
10-5.
Queen.
10-5, 10.
Queen. Whoa, man, whoa. Queen. Yep. Whoa. Right off.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's
10.
9-7.
That hit roll is so tough to be that precise, and there again, it stays open.
Yeah, hit and rolls are very tough. As simple as they may sound, which I don't even think they sound simple, they're very, very difficult, especially on ice that curls a ton and rocks that are very active.
Okay, minimum.
You have to be very, very precise. It took a long time to call curl on that. If it obviously wasn't going, they could have actually gone on that a lot earlier. I think they have set up a double, however. It's just whether or not this red one jams on the other blue. And that's what Taylor's going to be aware of right now.
Okay. Quarter.
Even just a hit.
Heel.
Okay. Let's make it. Like you can.
Throwing peel because they want action. If this red stone catches the blue, hopefully it'll still have momentum to go out of the rings. If they dead jam it, obviously it's not going to, but at least this will give it a chance.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa, curl.
I'll have enough to get that one all the way out.
Get it the other way? Almost.
My bad.
Okay.
Taylor will take ownership of that one, unfortunately. You could just hear she wasn't sure how to call that one, but almost got it.
Yeah, and that little difference. Now all of a sudden MacMillan can lie too. Trying to answer back. The half shot, now you have to make a full shot.
That's right. This is where it happens in curling. You get a half shot of your opponent, You make that full shot and take advantage. The way these two teams are playing right now, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities given to each other, so you make sure you take advantage of every single one.
Here. Okay.
So 3 shots for Team Reese-Hansen to get out of this end now without giving up 2. How do you go about it?
The best option for them right now is to try and get hit and roll behind the centerline guard. However, I don't mind them playing a little bit on the aggressive side of the roll, because if it rolls too far, there's lots on the one side that they can actually roll behind and outcount the redstone that's just biting the back 12. So right now you're in the position to give 2, so if you give the big roll, that's okay.
There's the hit.
Okay.
And that roll. It's a popular spot.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I think we rolled big that way. I was kind of thinking that way. Yeah.
Same speed.
It's great to see just hearing a lot of cheers from a lot of teams. Obviously, these are 2 Victoria teams representing them. And you get to have all that support here inside the arena. The others watching the U20 game as well, which it is a 2-1 lead for Erin Fitzgibbon over Danielle Monty.
Trying to get the hit and roll under their own redstone. Really don't want to leave it on the nose.
Just a hit and roll to that side where everything is.
Did they over-roll it though? Is it buried? I'm not sure. It is not. They've left a double. It rolled too far.
I think it might catch a bit of fresh stuff out here, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can throw it nice.
Okay, let's got it. That's probably feel. Huh? Yeah.
These ones are always visually a little awkward because it's a redstone just outside the rings. You never, it's in your sight line, but you never want to just tick that redstone because you know it's going to be ticked in. But as long as you're at the broom with the positive rotation, and we know Taylor does throw that great rotation and positive release, she should be okay and make the double no problem. Here's a good look at it.
No, I think it's okay.
Always positive.
Oh, catch enough to make the double, and they will do just that. We'll sit back at the 12-foot.
Good seat. Okay.
I think so. That's
There's
better
the
than
half
coming
shot
here.
and the full shot made.
Stop making it. Yeah. It's around the corner. That's my thought. It's tough to get there, like you said. Right? Well, now there's nothing blocked.
It's never fun playing out the side 12-foot.
We're low 14 to tee here.
If Kayla was really feeling it, you know, she may decide to draw around somewhere, but I think with this being an odd end, the third end, I know it's early in the game, but if you ever get the blank, she's very happy with that and take the hammer in the 4th. So that's why she'll play the hit on the stone that's wide. I haven't really seen any rocks go this way from inside out on the far 12-foot, so we'll just see how this one runs.
Well, it actually looks like they are going to play the draw behind the center.
Oh, they are indeed. I'm sorry. You're right. Thanks, Luke. I thought they were calling the hit. I like this better.
Look like it.
It did, yeah. I thought they talked about it. The only reason I don't like this draw, though, is because that blue one's so high. So I would suggest just being shot stone. You don't want to give them an opportunity to get to it. Got to be full 8, as they just heard. This one's over curling, I think. And it is full rock over curl.
I can actually get the inside and make the roll back.
They can.
Speed. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yours is 11, so should be close.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, we don't need to pay that.
Weight was perfect, just unfortunately over curls.
11.5.
Okay. Just nose or?
Nose is great. Little flop under is good too.
Okay.
Speed's right up here.
Yeah, it is.
So it makes 11. It came up nice here.
Yeah. upside down here.
Hit and stick is the #1 goal. Hit and roll.
Clean.
Always wouldn't hurt.
Curl hard. Hard.
Anytime you can force your opposition to take a single, it's a small win.
And it does get nitpicked there. They lie too, but they don't put as much pressure as they could have by making a little roll.
That's exactly right. I mean, they roll under a little bit. It's just closer to the forefoot and maybe a little bit harder. But Kayla just threw a great draw on her first. She's just going to try and duplicate that exact same shot. And sometimes you'll see teams step up and want to hit that stone and try and roll, but when you're playing at this level, you should be able to draw to the forefoot every time if you're the skip.
And just played it. So final stone of end number 3. Kayla MacMillan and her team looking to get on the board.
Got the same line. T. Fully.
T-line. Top 4. Yeah. T-line.
Running a little
Sounds like it's close.
Line's good. Can't hurt it.
T-line.
4-2.
Dubé just with a light dusting on that one as it comes down into the rings, and no problem. So both teams with a score. Advantage, Team Reese-Hansen. They get a 2 in the first. MacMillan with 1 in the third early on in this provincial semifinal at the Archie Browning Sports Center.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
When I was younger, I thought purpose had to be big, like changing the world. But then there's the little things, like fueling someone's car before an early shift, or helping someone find the perfect bottle to toast a special occasion, making sure the shelves are full so a family can cook dinner, so those kids can have their favorite treats, like giving back, like making everyone's day just a bit better. Maybe that's exactly our purpose.
Okay.
You got
Top 4.
Let's make it.
Well, the hammer goes back to Taylor Reese-Hansen and her team. Their one loss this week coming at the hands of Kayla MacMillan, looking for a little bit of redemption. It was a 9-2 loss. Sometimes those are good ones to get out of your system. It's the only loss they
Okay,
had.
you got room.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to forget that one. Obviously, it wasn't your best game that you brought forward. And it really, at this point, it doesn't matter. This is about the now. This is about staying in the present.
Yep, keep going.
And both of these teams just playing really, really well.
14-3.
And another great shot there by Taylor Reese-Hansen, Juliana McKenzie.
So Melissa, in strategy a little bit, we're seeing 2 ends with MacMillan with the hammer. They put the corner guard up. Now, Reese-Hansen doesn't want to let MacMillan get in behind first.
Exactly, right. So you're up 2. So number 1 is they have the hammer, obviously. Number 2 is if they put up the corner, exactly what you just said, is that MacMillan can get there first, and then you're freezing, and then you're chasing. So by doing this, except that rock comes up too late, but in doing this, you get there first, and now it's up to MacMillan to make the move to be shot stone eventually. But that one from Lauren just coming up a bit light. The good news is it's not in the rings, So Reese-Hansen cannot hit it.
Line's good. Top 8. Easy line. Line's great.
Top 8. Top 4. Top 4. Running.
Yep. Line's, yep. Hard line. Hard line. Really hard line.
Line only.
Yep. Whoa, then, whoa.
Top 4.
Kimbano trying to.
That just,
Pardon
like,
me,
caught
Mackenzie
something
still.
fresh and
I don't
went
know what
sideways.
happened to that.
Okay.
Yeah, 14-8.
Wait was right there, right in behind. Over curled that one behind the second guard.
Yeah, like a rock and a half. And you heard Juliana say, I'm not sure what happened. Weight was perfect, but it just kept going and going and going. So chance for Lindsay now. That's the half shot maybe they're looking for.
Well, Lindsley, along with Kayla, was on those back-to-back BC Provincial Championship teams, 23 and 24. They played with Clancy Grandy.
Good sweep. 14-2.
That's a really nice shot. Not only bumps it right on the nose, but also gets shot stone.
Right up here.
Yep, hard! Hard, you gotta go, hard!
Hard shooter, hard shooter, hard!
Try to roll the shooter off so it doesn't block paths, opening things up.
It's hard to say whether that would be in the way or not, Luke. There's still a chance that that might be okay to get that wide in turn in if you ever need to. Obviously would have loved that to roll a lot farther over. Don't want this in too deep. Yeah, that looks
over curl.
It did indeed, yeah. So that's the second stone that we've seen over curl in that particular path.
Even if you roll out.
First one there by Team Reese-Hansen, and that one now by MacMillan.
Here? Like, even if
Both
you're
teams just have to be
here,
aware
that's
whether
good.
that's just curling more or maybe it's the way they're throwing it.
Try for half.
Okay, 10-5. Let's make us.
Let's make it.
Yeah.
If you can ever hang this one on to lie 3. Again, pressure's on. Slight edge, it's a close game, but slight advantage to Reese-Hansen and her team.
Yep.
Most definitely, this would be a great opportunity.
Curl. Ah, sorry. That's my bad. I got good weight, 10-9. Good throw.
Just maybe a missed call there by Taylor again. That most importantly, though, they did get rid of the shot stone.
Pretty quick.
Seemed maybe a little cautious, didn't want to jam.
Very much so, and that's okay. I mean, it does expose the one at the back, which maybe isn't the greatest, but it is behind the tee line. So you can see Kayla's going to play a very lightweight hit and roll behind those 3 rocks. Remembering it still will be behind the tee line, however, at the conclusion of this shot.
Okay, clean. 11-5. Clean. Whoa. Curl.
This looks like it has a lot of weight, Luke.
11. Curl.
Yeah, to try and make that roll. See if they can do any work on this with the curl.
Hard. Okay. 11-2.
Yeah, that just seemed to be a little bit too much weight, I think, for that hit.
Okay.
Yeah, it is kind of looks like a tough.
I think so.
Yeah. I think so. Okay, 10-5.
Yeah, we know the spot.
Yeah. Make it.
That was an 11, 10-7 coming this way.
Okay. Yes.
Megan McGillivray try and
10-5.
get lie 2.
Whoa. 10-5. Curl. Hard. Yeah, really hard. Hard, Jay, you're doing it. Hard. Hard. Keep going. Good. 10-4. Yeah.
Great sweep, keeping that one in the rings.
Well, it was a double made in the first that put the first two up in this game. A blank second, single in the third. MacMillan trying to find a way not to give up a second deuce in the first half.
Okay, fully for second shot.
Yeah, and for Reese-Hansen, that would be a dream. Get two, give one, get two. That, working on that hammer conversion. So MacMillan trying to find a way not to let that happen.
Top 8.
Thought you were there. Line's good.
Top 4.
Okay.
Wait.
Are we heavy?
Yep.
Okay, you're going around?
Yep. Yep.
Still too much line for that.
Yeah, plan B here. You can hear the sweeper saying it's heavy.
Hard finish.
The last thing you can do is bump off that blue stone that's buried. So plan B is here is to come right around, but
Straight. Go, go,
oh,
go, go.
I think it just rubbed.
Yeah, they looked really good, and then just make that change and call, and it doesn't quite work out.
Totally.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. The weight was actually really good, I think, for the freeze, really. They could have managed that a little bit better, but unfortunately, that tick leaves that redstone pretty exposed for Team Reese-Hansen to take care of it.
Clean! Yep.
Another opportunity for Megan McGilvery to gain that edge.
Oh, sorry. Hard line. Hard. Hard, you're so close.
Whoa, roll it off.
It's already rolling.
Okay. That one
That was not 13.
for curls by a fair amount.
Okay.
Again, that's that same spot we just talked about. That's you know, the third really big overcurl there.
Oh, what a difference it could be, and now MacMillan has to be saying thank you.
You just have to place it. We can be on your side of center. Yeah.
Yeah, what a break for MacMillan.
Okay. Keep it tight. Like a halfway.
I don't want it too tight so she has to run very easily. So
Okay,
which
between the two bottom logos. Two logos.
Yeah, I like that. Just kind of touching center line.
Yeah. It's about a 15 to tee here.
Should feel like LSD underfoot.
I think
Just
so.
a quick discussion with Kayla in her front end to figure out the best place for this guard. I'm thinking they kept in mind that they've seen some overcurls on rocks, so making sure they take as much ice as they need.
Tight.
Clean.
Just tie the logo.
Hit it early. Yep. Yeah, line.
Weight's good.
Yeah, line.
Sounds like it's all
We're
there.
gonna be really tight.
Missed a guard earlier in the end.
Oh, it has to stop.
Oh, this looks like it's going to be extremely tight, but really don't want it to overcurl.
It's good.
And I think that's going to be just okay. There's an easy double on those two red guards, however, but most importantly, it did block shot stone.
I think so. Yeah. I don't really love drawing around, like if we're deep and then she freezes like
This is where decisions make a big difference here. Luke, you play this run. I think there could be a little bit of risk on this particular shot. If you hit this slightly high side, does it ever go back on your own blue?
It could, and if you catch it thin, it could go to the other one.
Low here.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit concerned about this. Just
play it, but if you miss on the left side of center.
Yeah, right by the center line.
Down here.
yeah, I can't see how much difference there is, like how much you can get by that second red guard. But hopefully there's enough room that if they hit it wide that they'll take them both. But if she ever makes this...
Well, yes. Hard!
And they hold it, run it back, pick the red out, over the top, and lie two.
What a shot.
Good sweep.
No risks, no fear.
4 feet more. 4 feet more.
He gets the reward on it, even though there was some risk. it sets up really such an all or nothing shot already in this game.
No, I like this.
Well, the good news is that Kayla threw 2 great draws on the last end, and hopefully she can find a way to dig deep, and knowing that this is a different path, different side, but can she find a way to get that exact same draw weight and get this one extremely buried behind all of those guards out front?
And you hear the comment from Kayla. Well, we could hit and give him 2. And immediately was shut down by her front end. Says, no, I like this. Let's go do it.
And I expect Kayla to play this shot too. Again, she doesn't really play with fear either. And she can put her pressure on herself to make these big shots. It's about stepping up to the pressure. Sounds like it's got a lot of weight on it, back 4-ish. It's mostly about line here.
Got to get this one buried, even if it's not even second shot. Get it buried. And it goes back button, but I believe it is accessible.
A sliver.
I would agree, Luke.
I agree.
Just that little extra weight.
Got it.
Kayla did not give it to the sweepers to manage that stone enough. If that's, 3, 4, 5 feet lighter, they sweep it with the curl. It's fully buried above the tee line. So
I think it's just really moving within the 4-foot lines here, so just stay close.
Okay. I'll make sure.
what
I let her
an
know.
opportunity
How the weight is.
Yeah.
right now for
11.5 was
Team
11.2.
Reese-Hansen.
Okay.
So we're throwing hack here though?
Yeah, 12.5.
12.5. Okay. Safe down.
Capitalized with the hammer in the first end. Got a force in the third. Now, tap back. This could be for 3.
And this would be huge.
Whoa! Peanut! Yep!
12.5! No, weight's good!
Whoa! Curl!
Get as much to the nose. Here's a curl sweep. Push that one back. And they will move it far enough to score, but only 1. 2 points left out on the ice there. Taylor Reese-Hansen could not come up with it. So they do get a score, and it is a 3-1 lead after 4 ends.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of
You're watching live coverage of the BC Men's and Women's Provincial Championship presented by Best Western and the Archie Browning Sports Center. And it is a 3-1 game. What could have been in that 4th end for Taylor Reese-Hansen and her side. Missed an opportunity at 3. They do score. Looking at the positives there, but
14-6.
if you get a 2 back by MacMillan, all of a sudden we're tied after 5.
Wow.
Yeah, you know Taylor's going to be very upset with that shot, but she's going to shake it off and not worry about it right now. She talked to her team. We heard her kind of in the break that just threw a little extra weight. That's all that happened there. It really tried to come, but it just didn't finish for her, and was not able to get the 3 points that she was looking for. But
Stay close,
you know, you gotta say it about MacMillan that they've gotten a couple big breaks, like not little breaks, but big breaks, and they have to find a way to take advantage of them.
Well then.
First end, it was Taylor that did take advantage of the mistake.
Yeah, it's all
Fourth
there.
end, she doesn't.
Curl.
Obviously,
Kim, stay with it. Well, no.
key moments that you look at.
Good, Jay.
Got to have a memory of what you did and what spots do, but also to forget those and put them aside and go out and execute here in this fifth end.
That's right. That's what we talk about when you're talking about the mental side of the game or the mental edge. It's absolutely staying in the present, which means you don't worry about the past at all. You worry about what's happening right now and how you manage every single moment out there. So that first MacMillan guard, not in the perfect spot, so they're going to actually double guard, corner guard. See if they can get something out of that.
Right to it. Little shorts, okay?
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, it was really good.
Line's good.
Top four. Wait,
Okay,
really close.
a little bit of room right now. Line's
Top four.
You got room.
Top
Whoa.
Top four.
Okay, there it goes. Line's good. Clean it.
Yeah.
Still curl. Hard. Yep. Good.
And when your opposition does that, Luke, throws the double guard, that rock is key. You want to make sure that you get both of those stones into the forefoot. Again, keeping control of the end, and now forcing MacMillan to have to make a play.
And trying to generate offense by playing a run back.
Exactly. Those two blue stones are in perfect position.
Won't make contact in the rings, just gets the center line guard off.
Be able to roll it in, so. Yeah, speed here is like same as it's been all week. Yeah. Let's take it. I thought it was close. 2/3.
Okay, line's good.
2/3.
Tight. Line's good.
Line only.
Well then, whoa. Gotta sit.
2/3.
Whoa, gotta sit.
Halfway.
Gotta sit.
Oh, it's gonna overcurl.
Right off.
Gotta sit means this one's slightly over curling.
Sit. Okay, that's fine. 15-6.
But the right side that they probably covered of those two.
I agree, yeah. You don't want to give MacMillan a chance to play the hit and roll. But because this rock over curled, I think if Lindsay hits this right, she can get all three.
Do we ever play it still like across and maybe get one of our reds in there? Does that punch in that one? We're leaving one blue there.
Staying.
Yeah, one of them is. No?
I like this.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, knowing those angles is just so important. Obviously you want to get a red in, but another run back coming.
Close.
You've got to make some noise in the rings here. This is your opportunity to do so.
Well, moves to him around. Still that one sits top forefoot.
That was the worry by Lindsay when she threw that. I think she could have hit that a little bit thinner. I think that was their goal, but looks better than it did a minute ago. But you also have to be frustrated, right? You throw up these two perfect corner cards and you can't really use them. And you hope at some point you can use them at the end of the end or towards the end of the end.
And not just as a run back option.
Exactly.
I added a hair. Line's great. Tight. Okay, easy a little bit. Lines. Whoa, whoa, whoa then.
We're about the same as
This
Kim.
one looks like
Whoa,
it could be
gotta curl.
tight.
You have to curl it. You
don't want this in.
Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. 15-4.
Did it leave the wrong side open? You mentioned it before.
Yeah, she could play the back one and maybe play the hit and roll, but it's pretty tight. If you ever tick that blue one in, that's not very fun.
You have a better chance of rolling on with the out.
Okay, let's make it.
Yeah, so they're going to try and play the double and roll the shooter onto the rings. Even if it's just in the 12-foot, it probably won't be shot stone, but that's okay. Trying to make the most out of this one stone here by Brittany.
I'll try and run this one back, make the double. Doesn't roll on, but it's now their guard to make it 5 out in front.
Yeah, all the reds in play at the moment.
I don't think I need,
Yeah,
totally,
a couple feet more. We didn't shoot that last one.
Okay. Let's make sure I give a nice release.
Yeah.
So if you're Team Reese-Hansen, you got to like the situation that you're in. You're up 2 points, and you're making your opposition throw run back after run back after run back.
Okay. Close line. Little early, hard line. Hard. Line's good. Line's good. Easy. Whoa. Line's good. Stay close.
Top 4.
Whoa then. Whoa, it's going sideways. Whoa. Whoa.
Weight sounds
Team.
perfect.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let it sit a little. Sit. Okay, 14-4. Good.
That one just to the side of the button will lie 2 for Reese-Hansen.
Or whichever you like better. This is T-line. Okay.
Sorry, what are the options?
I was thinking the run. Okay.
Do you guys like trying to get behind the corner?
You like the same way?
We can't anymore.
Sure.
Yeah.
Same speed? Yeah.
Same throw?
Same throw? Yeah.
Let's go.
They have a couple of options here, Luke. They could come with the other turn down to the blue one, try and hit and roll, because you got a long way to roll, got lots of coverage. You can play the run back, which is what they're doing, or you could actually freeze to that stone that's back button, but that definitely would shrink that scoring area so much that you may not get your second point.
I'll run it back, and just over the top of that blue. As it is Reese-Hansen lying 2 still in end number 5.
Yeah, that's an all or nothing shot, unfortunately, but so close.
You hit it here? Okay.
Yeah, we do. She wants a split, like
I think if this guard's not perfect, you have to see MacMillan make a play on that one in the rings. You can't wait again. You can't play another run back on your stone unless it's a pretty easy given. And run backs
Is
are
that double
so tough.
still available on the 2 blues?
It is, absolutely is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little harder now with that red stone out front, but it's definitely there.
Skip stones to this 5th end. A 3-1 Reese-Hansen lead over MacMillan.
You got tons of room.
Winner will play Corinne Brown tomorrow for the
Whoa,
title
whoa,
and the BC provincial champion.
Go in, curl. Hard. Go in. Hard, you're doing it hard. Hard, Kim, hard. Hard distance.
Want to get this one to center.
Hard. Keep going. Go.
Oh, wow. Didn't quite get there.
So there's a small opening now.
This, I think we might just have a little more margin.
We haven't played this turn. No.
So again, pretty much the same options as she had in the previous one. She can play the hit and roll, but if you do roll it, you roll behind the tee line, which isn't ideal. You could play the freeze again. Most likely you'll only have your 1 point. That'd be impossible to get 2. So she's going to play the nose tap. I don't know if you want to move this very far. You can move it far if you get perfectly buried, but if you don't, you want it to be protected behind your shot stone.
We're thinking of 14 to T through here. Okay.
This is a big shot for Kayla.
Similar to what I gave you last time then?
Yeah. Couple feet, probably more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole end been chasing. Finally have a little bit of a chance. You got a mistake.
Clean. Clean. Yep. 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 Hard.
This one looks like it's going towards center as well. I don't know if they can get it by. Oh, it's late. Really late.
If it was the right broom for the weight that was thrown for Kayla MacMillan. And again.
I think we come in.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
Guard?
Yeah, she was at least, you know, 6, 7, 8 feet light on that shot.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 feet light.
Even less there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lot of rocks in play.
Okay.
Out front.
Do like even like a 50?
I think we're coming in here.
And the ones that could count in the rings.
Worried she's gonna chase
Reese-Hansen
that
looking to
double
bring
for
a
two
third
there
one into the
now,
house.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
top
she
four.
kind of Christmas trees, what we call it, if she half buries
50,
around
yeah,
that
I'm
red
good
stone
with that.
that's just off
Kind of
center.
a bit of a port to navigate here, so let's
I'm
get
not
one
sure
or
what
two.
Kayla will do here to try and score. And she really doesn't want to give up a steal, especially because she got that miss out of Taylor in the last end.
Easy line!
D-line!
Easy!
D-line!
Whoa! Line!
D-line!
Whoa! Whoa, we have to come off this guard. Curl!
D-line!
Curl!
Wait, it's really good. D-line!
Okay,
Just
we're
trying
on
to
it.
close the hole now as
That's fine.
little pinball off
No,
and
no, it's fine.
That's fine.
get into the center. Did they leave shot stone open?
It is open. It's definitely not easy. It's a, you know, a fairly small port. But the problem is you can't double those two blue stones on the center line because you wouldn't be shot rock. So this really is the only way she can score, is by playing a soft nose hit on this shot stone. Not easy though, Luke. You know, with the curl and the ice. From the thrower's end, it's going to be a very small port.
And do you start second guessing yourself where the broom is?
Well, I think she's been putting the broom in the right place. I think it's just been about the weight. You know, in the previous end, her draw weight was a little heavy, and this end it was light. So, and I mean, throwing the hit on this one, I think the broom's been pretty close. But she's got to find a way, like if she can make this shot, I think it's definitely going to help her confidence moving forward. Right now I feel the momentum sort of on the Reese-Hansen side.
Try and swing it back to her side. Kayla MacMillan needs this one to stay in this game. Can't touch the front and will. They'll tap that blue one back, but our first steal of the game, and it is 2 to Taylor Reese-Hansen as they will increase their lead to 5-1 as we head into the 5th end break here, halfway through the semifinal, and we'll head over to Czech Studios with Stacy and Jeff.
Yes, yes. Curl in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, boy. Wheel me. Go, 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 go. Ahead of us, all boys.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made with care, intention, and respect for the process. Every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
Luke Coley alongside Melissa Sligo. That first five was really a matter of the opportunities taken advantage of by Taylor Reese-Hansen.
Absolutely. You know, there's just been a couple misses on the MacMillan side. I mean, we did see a couple misses on Reese-Hansen, but it's about taking the advantage, and Reese-Hansen's done a great job of that.
And even the miss that Taylor had was she was still able to score one, whereas Kayla's the big mistake led to a steal of two.
Yeah, and that is the big difference on the scoreboard. Like, there's a chance for three in that fourth end, but with the steal of two, you almost make up for it. And it's Kayla's got to find a way to make that last shot and put some points on the board.
We talked about it earlier on before the game about the key position was that third. Right now, advantage Megan McGilvery.
I think so. She's made some fabulous shots. I think, if I remember, she's really only missed about a half shot. So it's been a great game. Like, Brittany maybe missed a couple too. We started off pretty strong. Both teams, I feel like they're going to come out strong in the last half, both teams. So it's going to be a fight to the end.
Well, it's going to be a battle as Kayla MacMillan really needs to put on the aggression here in the second half to try and come back and force a get it to the provincial final tomorrow.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
When I was younger, I thought purpose had to be big, like changing the world. But then there's the little things, like fueling someone's car before an early shift, or helping someone find the perfect bottle to toast a special occasion, making sure the shelves are full so a family can cook dinner, so those kids can have their favorite treats. Like giving back, like making everyone's day just a bit better. Maybe that's exactly our purpose.
And welcome back to the Archie Browning Sports Center. You are watching the semifinal game between Team MacMillan and Team Reese-Hansen, and that massive steal of two by Team Reese-Hansen on that miss
Little
by
tight.
MacMillan has really changed the complexity of this game.
Sliver tight. Okay.
Yeah, you make that, you stay in the game.
Top 4.
1 point difference.
Okay, make it
I had
good.
that feeling like
Easy,
after the
easy,
miss
easy, easy.
in 4 that Reese-Hansen only got 1. MacMillan's going to come score 2. You've seen it so many times.
14-9, 14-9.
But
Good.
it's a 4-point
Okay,
game.
good. Just a sliver tight.
All out
Yeah,
now from MacMillan.
Good, Jay.
Absolutely. You're going to see them pull out all the stops. And for Reese-Hansen right now, it's about just continuing to do what they do. They don't need to change anything. They don't need to really change much of anything. Just be patient, make their shots. They've got lots of room, leeway with that 4-point lead.
Semi Lindsay's still.
No, it has to sit.
5'8".
You can go a little bit, I think.
If you can. Bottom of the logo's okay. Okay, good.
Top 8, even biting 4 is okay.
Okay, top 8.
Yeah.
So both teams would have had a chance to meet with their coaches in the 5th end. Todd Troyer for Team Reese-Hansen. He's been with them for quite a few years now, especially Taylor herself. And Nicodine is the coach of Team MacMillan.
Top 4.
A little more line here.
Line's good.
So it's going to be a matter of what did MacMillan discuss in order to find a way back to in this game. Number 1 is they have to get at least 2 points here. That is the number 1 thing.
15-2. Top 4. Line's great.
Do we see them go to a double corner? Or?
They might do a double corner on either side, like they might split the corners.
Yeah, you too.
I think that's what they're doing. I think this is a good call. You can double corner, but that redstone mate guards maybe isn't in the perfect position. So at least if you have the 2 corners, you know that Reese-Hansen will step up and appeal at least one of them. But you'll always have that second one to work around.
Line's good. 5'8". Good.
That's good.
Wow. Great lead stones. Both leads in this game have been just phenomenal, really getting everything set up.
4, 6.
They truly have. They've really come and played a great game thus far, and that's their job, to get everything set up and give their teams opportunities as they work their way through the lineup.
I thought it was close. Line's good. Tight.
2/3. 2/3.
Okay, you got a bit of room right now.
2/3. Tight.
Pull.
We're tight.
Okay, well, it's got to curl.
Don't want to.
Yeah.
So Taylor's going to do everything she can to keep the play towards the middle. She's got 2 stones already in a great place. Top button and just almost top 4.
Okay.
They didn't really want that one in. That does give Kayla the opportunity to hit and roll.
Just back. Okay. Little fresh in this pass.
You heard the weight call. I like this. Only hack weight. You have to keep your shooter in play.
And even the other blue one, try and push it behind.
Absolutely. Just push them around. Doesn't matter if they leave the building or not, but it's all about the shooter.
Hard. Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Be really nice to roll behind one of your corners, though, so you're not leaving this redstone exposed for Reese-Hansen.
Moves them, but it doesn't really change too much. It's still line 3. They didn't get the roll they were hoping for.
And you can see Taylor trying to figure out what she wants to do here. Does she stay on the offensive? And I would say the scoreboard says no. And probably their coach would say no. Yeah, definitely get rid of one of these corners. They are not your friend if you're Team Reese-Hansen.
And of course, MacMillan, they have to deal with those stones in the rings first.
Yeah, it's not just about using the corner guards, absolutely, Luke. There's still those blue ones to be dealt with. Well, one less now.
It's an unfortunate one because they don't do anything to the guard, and they lose one of their own.
T-line.
Okay. Pretty decent speed. Like, what was my corner guard? I didn't hear it.
Like a 4.5. 14-7.
14-7 side, I think, for T-line. Yeah.
Okay, the small opening we keep talking about for MacMillan is here right now. Can Lindsay get one fully buried?
T-line.
It's not going to be shot, of course, but that doesn't matter. It's about getting it fully buried behind their guard, maybe over buried a little bit so they can't pick it.
Gotta go.
T or better.
T or better.
15.
Line's good.
Line's really good. T.
Oh, line.
This looks really good from Lindsay.
Nice.
Nice shot.
Yeah, it's that overburied you talked about, Melissa, that makes it hard to chase.
Yeah, no option to chase that one for sure. So Taylor's going to just step up and try and get this card peeled again. Just maybe a little bit of an overthrow by Kim in that last one.
Whoa, no. Whoa.
Uh-oh. Megan doesn't like it.
Right away, trying to get this one to curl. Well, the silent peel is never what you want to hear, and so that's 2 now.
This might be easier then.
Yeah, if you're Team Reese-Hansen, I mean, they're just overthrowing those peels. Like, that was a ton of weight. You know, the peel is a heavy weight, absolutely, but you don't have to overthrow them, like throw 7s on those things. You can throw like a nice 8, 8.5, hog to hog kind of thing. You have to make contact, obviously. So Reese-Hansen's just going to have to find a way to settle down again. They're playing a very good game, trying to keep that momentum, trying to keep that control. But again, another door opened here for MacMillan. Can they use it?
Oh, they get the fortunate break and touching that other red to have 3 in the house.
Did they ever? Unfortunately, that red one just rolled too far, and now the double's available, but they have one red stone at least completely buried. That was very close to being an absolute pistol, actually. Trying to get the double.
Get it.
And that will make 2 of them disappear.
Nice shot. Great bounce back for Megan.
10-5, same weight. 10-5. Which way are we rolling?
So MacMillan has some work to do here, Luke, if they ever want to try and bring that redstone into play. And of course they do. They want a multiple point end. So they're playing a hit for that very reason. They have to play the hit and roll and try and get this red rolled in front of that blue stone behind guard while eliminating at least one of these blues. But you got to roll hard here. Trying to go the other way, maybe?
Change of plan, try and roll it, get some cover.
Good sweep, guys. 11.
Not quite. Yeah, definitely had to change plans halfway down.
12-5? Sure. Okay.
Okay, well,
Here. Yeah, it looks like
It is accessible for Taylor.
okay. I think you can hold it here. Like, we can probably, even if we tick the guard.
12-5.
Okay.
Try and flop a bit to center here.
Yeah, I think we can hold this one here.
Yeah, I think I'll give you a similar throw that I did
For Taylor
2 minutes
Reese-Hansen
ago.
and her team haven't been as
That was
costly as the
12
ones
though,
for
so I'll
Kayla
give you a little
MacMillan's
bit
team.
less.
Yeah. Okay. Stay down.
Also followed up with the makes by Reese-Hansen. They've come back with one. We saw Megan McGilvery, after the 2 missed peels, come up with a big shot.
Yeah, Taylor needs to finish this off now and see if she can
Clean.
make that red shot stone go.
Whoa, then. Whoa. Clean. 12.
It should curl enough.
Hard.
Hard.
Nice soft weight.
Girl. No. Straight.
Okay. I think it's fine.
Good.
Okay.
Little disagreement, but it's all good.
I was thinking just freeze. I don't think we're getting more than 2.
It's gonna be a bit of a weird path. You'll have to go a little bit wider.
Like we make the double, she hits.
Yeah.
We have to make a double.
Make that double shoot.
They're talking about what is their best option here, Luke. They talked about playing the hit and roll, which is never easy. We've seen some of the hits been, very difficult to make. So now that looks like they're going to just play the angle freeze on here, get shot rock and lock it on so that there's no opportunity for Reese-Hansen to be able to remove it.
Yeah. Just top 4 depth.
And they know that by doing that freeze, the max they'll get is 2 points in this end. At least they hope they'll get 2 points in this end.
14-5.
Maybe a bit less.
Okay.
Well, the first shot after the miss in 5. It's tough having that going into the 5th end break. But sometimes it's good. You regroup. Let's see if Kayla has one now.
Line's good. Close. Top 8.
Always to it.
3. Gotta go.
Gotta go line. Hold the line.
Gotta go line, and looks like they gotta go weight as well. They don't want to lose the line and over curl, and they wouldn't be shot. I think that's exactly.
Over curling.
Yeah, just too light, unfortunately.
It'll be 3rd shot.
Yeah, we're 2.
Okay. No, I was just clarifying.
There's guard over there. Yeah, I don't mind that. Just don't want
Okay.
to set up a
Like,
triple. No, I know that's right.
Well, there's a good look at it. You know, Reese-Hansen line 2. I don't think there's any way that those 2 blues are going anywhere for that red one to come in and
I just
count.
don't want to accidentally set up a triple somewhere. That's the only thing.
My thought was like top 12, top 8 in the center.
Well,
Really?
no, it wouldn't.
No,
sit
not
it.
over that.
Oh.
I like that then. You just come here. Little strike's okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't think they need to come to their blue one at all. I don't think you come in that deep.
Tolerance is a little short.
You've got 2, your shot sitting 2 right now. So why would you need to come in and potentially set anything up? Like, and Kayla even said it. So why not maybe, I don't mind the corner freeze to that red stone, but even if you just put it top 12 near the middle somewhere, it's going to make it harder for Kayla MacMillan to even draw for her 1.
Yeah, hers was almost a 16 there.
Yeah, so like we're like that 60.
Okay, yeah, I like that. If we're a little short.
See, if you put it middle, even top 8 on the center, top 8, top 12, there's no triple. And it just makes it a little bit more difficult for Kayla to draw. I just don't like trying to group your stones.
Like to go.
Giving a bigger target to hit.
Yeah, exactly. You're set up really, really well right now.
Straight. Yep, Ben, yep. We're tight line if it's 2/3.
So tolerance here is on the lighter side for sure.
Just clean.
Tight guard.
Whoa. Just clean.
Just clean it.
Just clean.
Almost top 12, but.
Yep, that's fine. Good. 16-1.
Okay.
Well, no choice just to draw for 1. The 2 is never really set up. They had the chance at one point to lie 3 or have 3 in there. Double was made.
Yeah, and you have to think, you know, there was 2 pretty much complete misses from the Reese-Hansen team in this end, and you're still being forced to 1. So that means you're just really not taking advantage of the opportunities that were given to you, and that's frustrating. But MacMillan needs to get this single point, get rid of that hammer, and see what they can do without the hammer and trying to steal.
Last stone of this 6th end. BC Women's Provincial Semifinal.
Make sure we're full 4. 4-5.
They haven't laid much of the broom to it, but it looks like it's going to be just about perfect.
Right to the button for the single point, but still a lot of work left for MacMillan. Down 5-2 after 6 ends of play. You're watching live coverage of the Women's Provincial Championship from Esquimalt.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
The Kia Victoria experience is a different and better way to purchase a vehicle. We believe that the more positive your car buying experience, the more you're going to love your Kia. When we say the right thing to do, we're talking about putting the customer's needs first. It's about being honest and transparent, both in sales and in the service department, and it's also about treating everyone equally. If you haven't considered Kia Victoria, I would say come see it for yourself. You're going to be impressed with the people that you meet and impressed with the product.
Welcome back. Our live coverage, the BC Men's and Women's Provincial Championship, presented by Best Western.
Okay. You got
Also Bel Air Direct,
now.
Driftwood Brewery, Digital
Whoa,
Direct,
running like
AMJ
it's hot.
Moving, Kia Victoria,
Yeah,
Peninsula Co-op,
Whoa,
the Greater
Curl,
Victoria
Curl.
Sport Tourism Commission,
No, it's T-line
BC
right
Government,
now. Yeah, well,
Via
14.
Sport,
Kim.
and the Township
Hard
of
roll. Yeah.
Esquimalt.
Yep, keep going, keep going, Kim. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Keep
just
going.
whoa. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's a good spot.
So it's a pretty straightforward plan here if you're the MacMillan team. You've got to get 2 center guards up minimum. You know that your opposition's likely going to draw behind them, but that doesn't matter. And then you have to find a way to get one in there next. But the first one comes really tight for Lauren, and this one, the brushers haven't touched it. You're trying to keep these red stones far apart. And that's, I would say, not a great position for those 2 rocks. They'll be easily removed with a double when they get a chance to play the hit.
Hard early.
Hard early.
Hard early.
Line's okay.
Line's good.
We're like back 4.
What are we doing?
Okay.
Back 4.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You can hear the sweepers saying this is back 4, so they're just going to figure out what might be the best place to do this here, to do with this rock.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
14.
Juliana does not like.
He's so good in this pass. 14. I was thinking 4-8. It's close. Okay. Good song this week. Yeah.
So this is the women's semifinal. The U20 women's or U20 semifinal is also going on, and right now they play an 8-end game. The 6th end was Aaron Fitzgibbon just scored 2 to go up 5-2 over Danielle Monteith. So winner of that goes on to play in the U20 provincial championship tomorrow.
We're there.
And the first time BC's had their U20s playing on the same venue alongside the men and women's provincials.
Yeah, it's just been excitement all week knowing that this was coming in the weekend, and we're just so excited to have the U20s out here playing right beside their women
And
counterparts.
if you just straight rip this one, that's fine.
So good shot there from MacMillan. They managed to get around those 2. They could have thrown another center guard, but with those 2 blue stones in the top 4, you almost had to come in first and then maybe get a chance to throw a guard on your next.
Yes!
Hard, gotta go.
Hard!
Hard.
Okay. Whoa. Just roll it. Oh.
They don't catch the second one. There's still the 1 guard out in front. I think for MacMillan, have to be thankful they don't.
Exactly. Now this one will definitely have to be farther apart. You saw Kayla pointing pretty high. They'd like this in what we call a zone 1 or probably zone 2, which is about halfway between the hog line and house.
1. Go. I think we're there. 1. Yeah, stay down. To your broom. Deeper than your broom.
Okay.
To your broom.
We have to finish a bit.
Yep.
Finish.
Go to touch the line.
Hard finish.
This looks like it's going to be pretty close.
Hard finish. That's good.
Yeah, closes that hole. They get that one actually just over across the center line.
Big Drisso one!
Yeah, what you like about that shot, or for MacMillan, you can't really play the run. If you play the run, it'll go back onto the three rocks that are in the house. You can hit it on the nose and double them that way, but then you just leave another center guard, which really doesn't make much more sense. So just a single peel, which is totally fine for Reese-Hansen.
They do have that 3-point lead, so it's not as much really aggression to score 2.
No, absolutely not. They are in absolute control of this game right now. Up 3 with hammer. Just ensuring that they have a chance to score. If they can get their 1, that's great. If they ever got a multiple point end in these last couple, then you know that might be it. That might do it. So for them, it's simple. Just trying to keep it open and try to give Taylor a shot on her last to at least score 1.
To the middle, Loco.
Yeah, I think just let it stop.
And for Reese-Hansen, really, it's about being patient right now. You know, your gut wants you to go for it, but you don't. You're looking at the scoreboard and you're playing to the scoreboard at this moment.
7-8's high.
Yeah. Okay, let's make it.
Okay. Like a
Tolerance is the straight.
Let's make it.
Whoa! 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 Close. Curl! No, it's
Trying to get them both.
Okay.
Now they leave the 1. They actually jam it on the second guard.
Yeah, I just hit it way too thin. They wanted to hit that about 7/8.
Want like a back 4, back 8.
Okay. Okay, this is like a shot. 14-2 for this speed. Okay.
So you heard Kayla. They're going to try and throw a back 4, back 8. Tap that red onto the blue, but not move the blue too far. They need it as backing. Especially if Taylor were to play anything in the rings, she wants that there for the potential jam. So it's a pretty tricky shot. You don't want to move it too far, but you have to move it enough to be shot. Back 12 sounds like a lot of weight, though. I think that might be a little bit too much. Yeah, this is definitely backline weight.
Catch the right angle, tap it back.
Not bad. I think it was a good call by Kayla. It's tough. Well, it's tough to double, but I think it's there if you hit half a rock thin.
And do that. Okay.
So you can definitely cross it this way. If you want to hit it this way, this will go over top of your blues.
Just
but you're hearing
thin,
Taylor, she's actually, if you hit this on the nose, you could probably get rid of that one, and it might even catch this one as well.
Stay on the nose of it.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Just
Either or.
Yeah, leave our shooter.
Obviously, you play the 2 red double, you're going to lose your shooter.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, you can even be a little bit low.
Okay. Yeah, a little low. Sorry.
Yeah. I just noticed it might catch that one as it goes. It's gonna probably catch the blue.
That's fine.
Then at least our shooter will stay there. Yeah. Okay. Heel.
And playing it straight is probably the safer way,
Right,
even off it. Then they don't want to end up leaving one of those reds in.
Yeah, ideally, you know, I actually think maybe the double on the reds, it might be a little bit harder, but it might open things up a bit.
Whoa!
By hitting it on the nose, you never know what's going to happen if you'll be able to catch that second redstone.
Whoa! Get out.
Now off it, avoids the jam, kicks that red one to the side.
That is pretty darn good.
Ooh, Jess.
That's pretty good.
And they do hold that one in the top part of the house.
Playing the chase. Yeah. And roll off of that. Looks tricky.
11? Okay.
Looks like they're going to maybe hit the back one, hey, Luke, and just try and flip under.
Do you want a little more? One more broom.
Really don't want to be hitting when you're down 3 points without hammer, but it's not a good setup for MacMillan at the moment. So maybe just a hit and roll under. Obviously, Reese-Hansen has that blue stone in a perfect position to be used. So it's very difficult for MacMillan to find a place to hide here.
It's sort of set up to have a better chance to steal on your last. Make that roll, they play the raise, then you can freeze it.
Perhaps.
If it plays out that way.
If it plays that way, and that's why if you roll to a certain spot and they nose jam it, then it would hopefully still be behind the tee line. Got to stick in the rings first off.
Just gets by the guard.
I don't think they're shot stone. Yeah, blue is definitely shot.
Yeah, we're one. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we're one.
Yeah.
So just draw, I guess.
Should we call?
Okay, what do you like here?
Just top 4 foot.
Absolutely. They're just going to draw in lie 2.
Haven't really drawn in this.
You don't like those red stones in the rings based on the scoreboard. However, their second and third stone, they're really not a threat.
Top 4.
So why not
Yeah,
try another one in here? Top 4, top
I think
button.
we're looking at like a 14.
And over curl it a little bit would be okay.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, sit down here.
Just want to be line 2.
We're heavy. We're really. Back
Really?
12.
Okay, well then.
We can't. We cannot right now. Back 12, back 8.
Out of hand saying
Down.
back
Close
12.
for line.
Yeah, Sweeper said
Hard!
We're still heavy.
heavy
Hard.
right off the get-go. So
Hard! Okay,
Whoa.
Just make sure.
And this one just gets by the front,
Okay,
and they're
that's
going to
fine.
actually come down to that
13-6.
back red.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like,
Taylor's face tells it all.
I think that's heck.
Just, even though it was heavy, it just squeaked by that red
okay.
guard.
Okay.
They lie to, but they give some backing
I think that's heck.
for MacMillan to draw down to.
And then they started coming down, but it never actually did.
Or does she want to go all the way to it?
I think she talked about going all the way to it, and you know, even if she can force Taylor to 1, which you don't really want to do, but if you do, you're still in this ball game, right? You're down 4 with hammer, but you got to put together obviously a big end. If you try and just draw to the 4 foot or top button, that blue rock in the 8 foot is still there, so you can't afford to give her a chance to get more than 1 point. That is for sure.
let it work if you can.
When you're drawing to these rocks that are behind the tee line, Luke, you always have to be careful. As a thrower, you don't want to be there on your own. That's what the sweepers are for. You throw tee line and let your sweepers take it the rest of the way.
Gotta go,
4, 5, gotta go. Yep.
But this sounds like it might be a bit light, so they're trying to drag it.
Going to go all the way back to that blue stone. Not quite enough. It just goes back button.
We've seen this spot a lot.
I think you can even hit like
7/8.
Can see all of that blue one to run back.
It's really like there's a lot in here, I think. Okay, just what makes sense.
7/8 high. Even 3/4 is good, PL.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit speechless at the moment. So just thinking about this shot, right? If you play the exact shot that Kayla did, you're guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, you could get your 1. If this goes sideways, you could easily give up a steal of 1 or more. but you can also make a pretty darn good shot and get 2 as well.
Risk versus reward. Which
Absolutely.
will it be? Taylor Reese-Hansen.
Curl! Curl! Hard!
Try to run this one back, and will stick it and score 2.
What a shot.
It is reward there as the run back is made to score 2. And that makes it a 7-2 game. Taylor Reese-Hansen, her team leading.
Driftwood Brewery, Esquimalt, crafting world-class beer since 2008. This is where beer is made. With care, intention, and respect for the process, every batch reflects the place we're from and the standards we hold ourselves to. And this is where it's enjoyed. Our tasting room, offering a rotating lineup of West Coast favorites and seasonal releases, right here in Esquimalt. Paired with Thai-inspired food from Dumpling Drop, we're open 7 days a week. Driftwood Brewery, great beer, confidently made. Cheers.
We are into end number 8. We are at the Archie Browning Sports Center. And the women's provincial semifinal. It is Team MacMillan against Team Reese-Hansen. Game started out with a bang, shots back and forth, capped off by Reese-Hansen scoring 2, and MacMillan's never really had an answer in the game.
Yeah, that's true. You know, it did start off amazing, but Reese-Hansen MacMillan just off by the inch in those first half of the game, giving up that big steal of 2 and 5. And now almost had an opportunity to steal in that end, or at least forced to one, but Reese-Hansen absolutely playing with no fear. And that risk versus reward, so far, nothing but reward.
Juliana McKenzie, strong play at the lead position, just doing everything she's been asked of her in this game.
Curl.
You have to be so happy as a team if your lead is playing this outstanding. You know, just to set up every single end for your team makes life a lot easier. So it's pretty safe to say here that MacMillan is going to pull out all the stops. And I think they have to get 3 here. I really do. I don't think 2 is enough, but
2 puts you 4 down. Oh, sorry, 3 down with 2 ends to play. That's every stone in play is going to help MacMillan at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know it. Make it. Just make it.
Team Reese-Hansen right now, it's about just staying in that moment, focusing on the task at hand, not thinking about what could be coming.
2/3. Line room. We could go a little here.
Okay, go ahead.
Halfway.
2/3.
2/3 still.
Will has to sit. Whoa.
Okay.
Let it sit. Sit. Good, Kim. Nice throw. Good, Kim.
So 2 in, center line guard.
This looks easier.
that look okay?
Just looks tough to get there.
You can pretty much draw around either guard.
Leave this as an option. Unless we do that first.
No, the draw.
I'm not sure I like doing that first, but
It's only about a rock higher, so it's not as tight as it looks.
Okay.
Rotation up, I think. Speed's nice.
Could you play around those two in the center to the back of the 8-foot?
you could, but I don't think you want to do that yet. That's kind of wait. If I'm in trouble, I might need to. You know that Reese-Hansen is going to step up and try and peel those corners, and you need them right now.
Good. Hard line.
Hard line.
Hard line.
Hard line.
Hard line.
Gotta go.
Hard, 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 hard.
Trying to get by that front stone, and I think they did.
Sweet.
Really good, Linz.
But it's going to keep curling, and as you see it there, curls out again.
Okay, got it.
So no time wasted here for Reese-Hansen.
Let's make this.
The decisions are pretty straightforward for her. Remembering 2 ends ago, however, that there was a couple misses on these peels, so they have to be a little careful that they throw these peels nice and clean and crisp.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Kim Bonneau
Good, Kim. Good, Kim. Good one.
will make that corner guard disappear.
Think you want just board? 12?
Okay.
This should be pretty gradual. This is working spot.
I hardly have a piece, so it's gonna be a.
Yeah.
There's a few options here for MacMillan. They could throw a corner guard again back on that red stone. They could draw around their other corner and lie 3rd, 4th. They would like to play the bump on the one in the middle. This is the hardest of the 3 shots, but it has 2 purposes. 1 to clean up the middle a little bit, and 2 to get another one around the corner.
That's good.
Really good effort. It just doesn't quite get far enough to the wing to get protected.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If it's, again, it's the most difficult of the 3, and if you don't make it perfect, what was the advantage of it?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we know the spot.
Yeah.
Nice 10-5.
Make it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Clean, yep.
Really gotta go. Wait,
Hard.
hard, really gotta go.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. No,
Great
no, no, no.
sweeping by Kim.
Curl,
She's
curl,
such
curl,
a great
curl,
sweeper.
Curl, curl, curl. Roll it.
Okay.
Again, bringing everything
Yeah,
back
sorry,
to the
that's my
middle,
bad.
hits the
10-4.
open one.
Good throw.
What?
11.
11? Okay, got a hair low. Let's go.
It's pretty hard to find a way to score 2 or 3 when you have an opposition that's making everything that you put there go away. So playing the tap and roll for Brittany Tran.
Oh, we're kind of on the nose. Curl.
Fine, 10-7.
They could have called that a little earlier, Luke, and actually rolled behind,
Same
like
throw,
rolled
just
behind the
call it
guard,
better.
but they were kind of caught in the middle.
Let's make this.
Let's make it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Getting down to those last third skip stones. Not a lot of rocks left to try and make some magic happen if you're team MacMillan.
Hard. Hard. Hard, you gotta go. Hard. Okay.
Okay.
Just trading hits back and forth on the nose on that, so it is open.
What do we like for speed in this pass though? Like a 13? A 13 for the pass?
Does that look like enough ice?
I thought it was minimum.
Minimum, but I can keep it there.
Okay. You won't throw as much.
Just through. Okay.
It's good.
trying to tap this one again. They don't want to roll though, because they don't want to roll towards their other redstone that's in the rings. Oh, this one's really cutting all of a sudden.
Ooh, just diving.
Wow, it just dove. My goodness. I think that's pretty good, but that was way out there and just absolutely took off. Nice shot by Brittany.
Yeah, this one's close. I think it's still us here. Are we playing that?
Try the run.
I don't
Okay.
that.
I think there's. Oh, okay.
That?
So it looks like red is 1 and 4, perhaps? Maybe?
1 and 4, I would say.
I don't really have
Back 2 blues, I think, are out counting the red.
Yeah, we're probably throwing. Do you ever try and rip it in?
So they're talking about playing,
Like the 1? Yeah. Well, we're 2, 3, 4.
they're talking about playing this
Probably just the
and trying to get it out that way so they don't jam.
Yeah, that was my only other. Then she's coming around. True. You do always have that again, but yeah, that's true. That's a little bit tricky. I think it's this. Even if we straight rip, it's fine, right? That's true.
Yeah.
We'll just call it.
Do you ever just rip this one over here? And
Make sure that we get it low.
I guess that's, if they draw in though, you could still give them 3. So this will open it up, at least if you don't make it perfect, but I don't know. We've seen Reese-Hansen make a few of these.
There obviously is some risk with it. She's got a lot of rewards in this game by taking the risky shots. Could play it onto that side one.
That's very true.
Do you ever just straight rip it,
Little safer,
yeah, I don't
really.
hate that. Okay, let's play the out turn. Yep, looks good.
I don't think they seem too concerned about that side red because it is 4th shot. The double of those back 2 blues isn't easy.
So I guess if they play this turn though, if they don't get the perfect nose, like you said, if it hits it high side, maybe you catch it, get lucky and catch it, but they're going hard for line already.
Hard. Whoa. Roll it.
Now there's the peel.
Okay.
Won't catch the
That's fine.
side one, but that was, if they're going to miss it altogether, that was the way to do it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah. Okay.
11, I probably need to throw the in.
Yeah, I agree. It'll come up.
I don't think they were playing the triple. I think they were playing the hit roll. I know Brittany was lining up the triple, but the triple looks like incredibly thin.
So it looks like they're going to try and cross the blue, that the one Brittany's looking at. Try and catch the one that's back 8 and roll their shooter behind the corner guard. That's a lot to ask from one stone.
Speed should be pretty close.
I don't know if you can save your shooter and make that double, but they're obviously throwing a light weight. They don't have to take it out of play. They just have to make sure that they move it back into the full 12 foot in order to count, get that other redstone to count. This is a tough, tough shot for Kayla MacMillan.
Just making the roll alone is tough.
Absolutely.
11-5. Oh, easy.
But the score dictates that. 8th end, 7-2.
Yeah.
Reese-Hansen leading.
Number 1, hit and stick. Number 2, catch the back one, but this is over curling.
And they did tighten the ice, but that one didn't seem to make the difference there, as that still leaves MacMillan shot stone top of the 4 foot.
Like like 9-5 here. Yeah, I don't run 9-5.
It looks like you hit it.
No, I think
rock
we do
high.
want to just.
It's not the easiest rock to remove simply because that blue one's now twinning it right on the right-hand side of it. So if you ever hit the blue, the red may go straight back onto the blue one that's back 8. But I think if you just hit it maybe 7/8 high side,
Just hit the back one again.
I think it'll go.
Then the most you that like you're just worried if you ever just.
I think we just hit the back one. Yeah, give him 2.
This does look like a potential to like.
Or hit the back one and give them 2.
2's fine here.
But is that out counting anything, Luke? Do you think it's 4th shot or
That's fair.
5th shot?
I think it's 5th shot.
If it's 5th shot, I wouldn't be hitting it.
9-5 still.
I'd almost play a draw
We've seen it. Okay, we got it.
around that red
Yeah.
one if that's your worry.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, roll the edge of 4. Okay.
I really don't think
It's just a better
a
call.
5th shot stone could come into play at this point. Yeah, I'm like you. I'd rather play the draw. But scoreboard says eliminate your opposition stone, so hitting this one is totally acceptable. But the way Taylor's playing right now, I think she could probably remove that stone that's on the 4-foot.
Thought I heard him say maybe even try and roll this to the 4-foot.
Yep! Hard! Hard!
Now hit.
Set.
And we'll actually use the roan to bounce back and get shot stone back 4-foot.
That is a peach.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Really great shot, honestly.
Throw it with
Can you play that blue one straight back? And hold the shooter there and move all the back ones to score 2.
I'm worried if you hit it straight back, the one that's shot stone might just dead jam on the one that's on the 8-foot. So if you nose this one's probably going there, and you won't. This will go nowhere.
I think that's.
And it probably will outcount the shooter that would be in top at the front. I think you almost have to hit it. I don't know if you could split those for 2.
Okay. I just need
So anyway, you play that in-turn draw and just tap it.
It's pretty tough, but I think you could.
Yeah, we just both haven't thrown it. You threw, I threw that like 13.
Yeah, and I gave you kind of here.
Okay, Brittany's really curled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they might try.
Yeah.
This might be the only thing to try and score 2.
We're still looking for like a 13. Yeah.
I'd like to say it's the easiest way to score 2, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult shots here for Kayla MacMillan.
Yeah. You trying to throw back 12?
Yeah, I need to move it.
Yeah. It will curl.
I know. I don't think we have anything else.
You can hear the sweepers just saying it will curl. They know it'll curl. So if you just get that weight right.
Probably throwing like a. Yeah, Brittany's was a 12 and a half, like just through-ish.
Okay, so probably looking for
13.
Probably thinking 12-5.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because down by 5, going after the chance to score 2.
Quite heavy right now.
Okay,
just through.
Just through. Whoa. Easy. Whoa. Just through.
Curl.
Back line.
This will curl late.
Back line.
You can see it make the break now.
Well, past their own. Now, do they have enough to move it?
Oh.
They do, but it doesn't hold the shooter. It is a single point for MacMillan, which makes it a 7-3 game. And is that enough, or do they think they're keep their hopes alive moving forward in this one?
I think they're going to have a little discussion here, Luke, to decide.
So 7-3. 2 ends remaining in this provincial semi-final.
Yeah.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of
Welcome back to BC Men's and Women's Provincial Championship. It's the women's semifinal.
Running pretty good out here. Hasn't curled.
Esquimalt, British Columbia,
Okay, Kim's
host
rock.
of this year's
There it goes.
provincials and also the U20 championship.
Yep, go ahead. Line's great.
So we are playing in this ninth end.
Whoa. Good, good. Sorry.
These events not possible without all the volunteers and of course the sponsors: Bel Air Direct, Driftwood Brewery, Digital Direct, AMJ Moving, Kia Victoria, Peninsula Co-op, the Greater Victoria Sport Tourism Commission, BC Government, Via Sport, and the Township of Esquimalt.
Go a bit. Yeah, you can finish.
I think you're there. You're there. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Nice. Good sweep. Thanks.
Oh, there's a nice pair of centerline guards. A 4-point lead. Just avoid the steal.
Yep, you got Jay.
Same line.
This is the point in the game, right, where you're starting to feel a little bit of excitement. You're trying to look ahead, and you really have to focus on what's happening now.
Play the weight.
And MacMillan, they're just going to do everything they can to make it as hard as possible on their opposition team, Reese-Hansen.
Curl. Curl, Kim.
Top
Gonna have
four.
to come in.
Yep. Just go hard. Ah, sorry.
Again, we talk about the great play by the leads. That one maybe needed to curl a little bit more, but still good position. Does give Lindsay the opportunity to put back 8-ish weight. They can actually try and tap and roll under.
Gotta go. Top 8. Gotta go.
This looks tight to the center line already. Not sure what happened there.
Straight.
Just trying to put a third guard now with this one. I don't know if it had enough weight.
No, just light.
As we are playing in the ninth end of this semifinal, the U20 semifinal, and the girls is over as it is a win for Erin Fitzgibbon over Danielle Monteith. So Erin Fitzgibbon will move into tomorrow's U20 championship final.
They'll be playing Team Bartlett from Victoria, so that'll be an exciting final. So Kim Bonneau is going to do some cleanup here on aisle 2.
You're hearing a lot of the bells and that, as it's obviously both these teams from the Victoria area, but a lot of supporters in the crowd for Team Reese-Hansen.
Still minimum. Gotta go then. Hard. Back 4. You gotta go. Hard. Back 8. Low.
Back 8 sounds like good weight. Just, again, trying to tap and roll.
Back 12. No, leave that. Leave it. Good. That's good.
Would have liked that to get more to the nose or inside.
I'm seeing out turn, third of a rock.
Okay.
Thin half's probably good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it. I can.
Yeah.
Let's make this.
It's here throwing the out turn.
Close, yep. Yes.
When you look at the broom, you're thinking the other turn, but this is to let the sweepers hold it.
Close.
So if you throw it high, it'll stay there.
Well, and get all three.
Oh my goodness, what a shot.
Get that one all the way out for good measure.
Oh, of course.
Why not?
Wow.
Kimba, no.
Oh yeah, that's
What a
good.
shot, Kimba. No is correct. Look at that.
Good shot.
That gives her that one. Even with a win, she might be thinking about the shot she missed earlier in the game, but that one she makes the triple, and
that one makes everything else mute.
Yeah.
Here, bro.
Hey, gotta curl a bit still.
Tight.
Oh, then.
Oh, sorry.
It needs to curl.
Your feet. It's good.
It's gonna be there. Okay, that's good.
And all MacMillan can do now is just continue to try and throw their stones and
Should come up
maybe
a
hope
little.
for a couple half shots by Team Reese-Hansen.
Okay, Meg. Let's make this.
But I'm pretty safe to say, I think if there's no steal in this end, this may be the last end of the semifinal.
Clean, yep.
yeah, the 4-point lead and the hammer
Clean.
just eliminate, try and make it a mere formality.
Clean. Good.
Taylor Reese-Hansen, a British Columbia junior champion in 2018. They're trying to get to the final. If they win, we'll play Corinne Brown, who's won the women's multiple times and now try to win her first women's provincial title.
Okay, super T.
This is where Kayla.
Line's good, lock it on.
Trying to lock this on the blue stone. That's just back button.
Line.
Hard line. Line's okay.
only.
There's nothing to hide behind anymore, so this is pretty much the only shot they have. They got to get right to the face. That's pretty good. A little bit of space there, though. It looks like it can be removed pretty easily.
Half should do it. Okay. Same throw's great.
Same throw, yeah.
Okay, like you can. Like this. Clean. Whoop. Yep. Whoa. Clean.
That's the favorite one to use, clean.
That's
Just get rid of it.
That's good.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
This team has not even paused for a second. They are just continuing to play very, very well and pretty much make everything.
And they have to still obviously finish this out, but that doesn't stop us from looking at it. Was the only loss for Corinne Brown was to Taylor Reese-Hansen, and it was yesterday, 9-4. Got to give them some confidence moving forward.
I would think so, and especially a couple of things, right? Coming off a game like this, number one. Number two, knowing that you are the only team to have beaten Team Brown, who's in the final. And I just can imagine it's going to be quite a battle tomorrow with these two teams.
And for Kayla MacMillan and her team, only able to muster those 3 single points. Trying to steal, find a way, get one in behind.
Back four. Back eight. As far as it goes. Back four. Back eight. Finish. Wins. As far as it goes. Hard finish.
Yeah, trying to use a rock in the forefoot as a guard. Never an easy thing.
Hard. Good. Good sweep.
Spot's a little bit sensitive. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You know, after that first end, Luke, you really saw the momentum kind of slide over to the Reese-Hansen, and it's almost built every end from then on. Since end number 3, really, it's just continued. And Reese-Hansen, I feel, has just gotten stronger and stronger every end.
Spot's just a little bit sensitive. I saw yours, it kind of fell a bit and then catches. Yeah, you bet. Give you a good release here.
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah, felt like there might have been a brief opening into the fifth end if MacMillan could generate some offense. They weren't able to. That entire end, there was no real threat of it. Ended up being a steal, but the miss for 3 goes away by Reese-Hansen. Then they steal 2.
Yeah, and you know that MacMillan will look back on this, and you know that they had their opportunities and they just weren't able to capitalize. And it'll be a frustrating game for MacMillan for sure. They've had a great season, and it's not always fun when you have to end your season on a game like this.
Throwing it regular. Okay. Okay. Roll it as far as I can without going. Okay.
So here, not having any success with the draw, going to try and, it's grasping at straws, but trying to hit and roll to the wing. Even if you make this perfectly, Taylor probably just draws to the center and takes 1.
I would agree. And really, I think the hit is really the only thing anyways. You can't really come around and be shot. You can't freeze to it and be shot. You could tap it and be shot, but why not try something a little bit different here for Kayla? Make a good one if she can. Hit and roll.
Yep. 10. Hard. Hard for a roll. Here's on the nose. Just clean.
This one over curling, and this has been the story of this one.
Indeed.
The disappointing finish to this BC championship for Kayla MacMillan and her team. But a new lineup, a lot of positives for them moving forward.
10-5.
The hard part is there's only one team that can leave this event happy on the of the women teams.
Just 10-5. You guys okay with that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And really the top 3, there was not a whole lot to separate them.
Give you guys good weight here. Okay.
Sit down here.
So Taylor Reese-Hansen trying to hit, stick, take 1.
Hard. No, just clean. Whoa.
Would all but book a ticket
Yes.
to tomorrow's championship final.
Okay, clean.
10-2. It's good.
That's good.
Rooms
There
are
she
down.
is. What a game by Team Reese-Hansen. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we're the better team in this one. Unfortunately for Kayla MacMillan and her rink, they will fall to defeat 8-3. The final, as it is Taylor Reese-Hansen moving on to the final tomorrow against Corinne Brown.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Well, Taylor Reese-Hansen is with our Melissa Saligo down.
Yeah, I think we've just kind of been building momentum all week, and we've been really fortunate to play in a lot of semis and finals throughout the season. So all of that, you know, all the hard work this season is just coming into play in that game, and hopefully going forward into the final tomorrow as well.
Well, you've had an incredible season, again, an incredible game. You are the only team to have beaten Team Brown this week. What do you think about tomorrow's final?
Yeah, I think we're not thinking about, you know, who we're playing. We're just going to take it one shot at a time and, you know, process, not outcome. It's kind of been our motto all week. And, you know, we didn't have the greatest start to the week, but we're really building and feel like we have our feet under us, and we're feeling really confident going into tomorrow.
That's awesome, and you can just see your team dynamic. It seems to be working, and it gets better and better. Talk to us about your team and how they're performing for you.
We're having a lot of fun. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. Again, we've just put in so much work over the last 2 years, and I think we are just seeing that pay off. You know, we have, great chemistry on and off the ice, and like these girls are some of like my greatest friends, so it's been a lot of fun to do this with them.
And just last question, talk to us about your coach, Todd.
I'm not hearing Melissa in my headset. So
what can you say? We couldn't do this without him. He is a massive part of our success, and yeah, honestly, we're just so grateful to have him along for the ride, and we are not letting him go anywhere.
Awesome. Congratulations again. Good luck in the final tomorrow. Back to you, Luke.
Thanks, Melissa and Taylor Reese-Hansen. Quite the game for them. Of course, we'll send it back to Czech Studios, Stacy and Jeff, with a little breakdown of that women's semifinal.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming today. We're going to do the bronze medal presentation now.